Hello, Mr. Bainey here. This is lesson 1.1, solving equations. The essential question, how do you solve an equation in one variable? And the standard that we're addressing is AREI.1, solve a simple equation with justification. If you are in Math 1, you have seen this before in Math 7. This is mostly review. You can take a look at the definition of equation, what it is here. Go ahead and read through that. I'm going to skip ahead to the justification part of this lesson. And on this page, gives you a definition of what the solution of an equation means. And right below that, you see this table with the properties of equality. Now we have 4 of them: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And you've used these before, but they may not have been pointed out to you. But addition property of equality, for example, is if you add the same number to both sides, usually to make a 0 on one of the sides. Okay, so I'm going to show this in action because explaining it to you is not going to be enough. So let's go ahead and go on to the next page. The your turn number 3 is 5x minus 10 equals 20. The direction says to solve the equation by using the properties of equality. So the first thing that we're going to do here is add 10 to both sides. And in that case, I'm going to get 5x equals 30. And because I added 10 to the left side and then added 10 to the right side, I just used the addition property of equality. And the last step is to divide both sides by 5. And the left side divided by 5 gives me x. The right side divided by 5 gives me 6. There's my solution. Since I divided 5 on both sides, I just used the division property of equality to reach my solution there. So the properties of equality that I'm mentioning, remember, is my justification for each of the steps, or the reason why each of the steps works. Number 4, go and give it a try. Pause it right now before you see the solution. Okay, number 4, 1/3 x plus 9. Going to subtract 9 on both sides, and we'll get 1/3 x equals 12. And so we use the subtraction property of equality. And I'm going to abbreviate it this time. It's okay if you do it. So subtraction property of equality. And we have some options here. Okay, so there isn't just one answer. It just depends on how you look at it. But I could multiply both sides here by 3. And like I said, there is another option. But since I'm going to multiply, this is going to be the multiplication property of equality. And I'll get x equals 36. And I'm done. Now moving ahead to the next type of example, we're going to be solving an equation to define a unit, which means we're going to be in a context now. We're going to be looking at a word problem. Go to the page. Let's look at this, your turn. Number 5, an ostrich that is 108 inches tall is 20 inches taller than 4 times the height of a kiwi. What's the height of a kiwi in inches? So in order to solve an equation, we need to write one. So ostrich is 108 inches tall. The is right here is going to tell me to set this equal sign. 20 inches taller means I'm adding 20. Then 4 times the height of a kiwi. And because I don't know the height of a kiwi, that's going to be my variable. In fact, that's my question is, what's the height of the kiwi? So I'm going to use k for that. So it's going to be 4k plus 20, and that's equal to 108. So it doesn't tell us that we need to justify our steps, but I'm going to mention it anyway. So let's subtract 20 on both sides of this equation, and I'll get 4k equals 88. I just use the subtraction property of equality to get to that step. And then when I divide both sides by 4, I'm going to get 22. So I use the division property of equality to get the solution, and a kiwi is 22 inches tall. Okay, before you see these work on number 6, go ahead and pause it, give it a try, and see how it compares to what I have written down here. Number 6, an emu that measures 60 inches in height is 70 inches, less than 5 times the height of a kakapo. What is the height of a kakapo in inches? So this equation is going to be 60 equals 5k, the k represents the height of the kakapo, minus 70. Okay, the minus 70 is probably going to be one of the trickiest parts of this problem. 70 inches less than means we're subtracting this 70. And going through and solving it, add 70 to both sides. That's the addition property of equality I just used. Then we're going to use the division property of equality, divide 5 on both sides, and get 26. So the kakapo is 26 inches tall. And there you have it. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.